Has someone you love started showing subtle changes over the past year? Many of us assume that death in old age happens suddenly, but the truth is the body often sends quiet warnings months, sometimes even a year, before life reaches its final stage. The problem? Most people miss these signs because they seem small at first. It's only later, looking back, that families realize the clues were there all along. But by then, it's often too late to prepare, too late to make those last memories count. In this video, we're going to explore 5 key signs that often appear in the year before an elderly person passes away. Some of these might be things you've noticed but brushed off as just aging. Others might seem minor, but actually signal the body's gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early gives you the chance to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and ensure your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end, because these 5 signs can help you prepare emotionally and practically for what's ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. You'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with those you love. Now let's get started. Number 1. Unintentional weight loss. One of the earliest and most telling signs that someone may be entering their final year is unexpected weight loss. At first, it might seem subtle. A belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes that hang looser, or a once hearty appetite that begins to fade. Many families dismiss it as just part of getting older. But the truth is, losing weight without trying is rarely a good sign. This weight loss often indicates that the body is no longer absorbing nutrients efficiently. Muscle mass decreases, and essential systems begin to slow down. While some muscle loss is natural with aging, when it happens too quickly, it is a sign that something deeper is occurring. The body may struggle to digest food properly, or the person may no longer process protein effectively, leading to muscle wasting. Another reason for this weight loss? Appetite changes. Many elderly individuals simply don't feel hungry the way they used to. Their sense of taste fades, food no longer seems enjoyable, and they might start skipping meals or eating much smaller portions. This isn't just a preference, it's a physiological change. The body, sensing it's beginning to shut down, no longer signals the brain to seek food as often. If you notice significant weight loss in a loved one, especially if they're eating less, feeling weaker, or struggling to stay active, it's time to pay attention. This isn't just about physical appearance, it's about the body sending a message. Understanding that message now can help you prepare for the road ahead with clarity, compassion, and the ability to make every remaining moment meaningful. Number 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. Another unmistakable sign in the year leading up to the end of life is a deep, persistent fatigue that doesn't go away with rest. This isn't just feeling tired after a long day. It's an exhaustion that makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Getting out of bed becomes a challenge, walking across the room requires effort, and activities that once felt routine, like cooking or holding a conversation, start to feel too much. This fatigue happens because the body is conserving its remaining energy. As organ function slows, the heart doesn't pump as efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles don't get the same level of oxygen they once did. The result? A profound sense of weakness and unsteadiness. For families, watching a loved one go from active and engaged to exhausted and withdrawn can be heartbreaking. It's easy to assume they're just being lazy or need to push through it, but the reality is forcing activity won't help. What matters most is understanding their limits, allowing them to rest when needed, and making their remaining days as comfortable as possible. Number 3. Cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As someone approaches the final stage of life, you may notice changes in how they think, communicate, and interact with others. They might forget things more often, struggle to follow conversations, or seem disoriented in familiar places. These subtle cognitive changes can happen months or even a full year before death. This isn't just everyday forgetfulness. As circulation weakens and oxygen supply to the brain decreases, cognitive function starts to decline. The person may become easily confused, have difficulty making decisions, or even struggle to recognize people they've known for years. Emotional withdrawal is another common sign. Someone nearing the end of life often loses interest in social interactions. They might speak less, engage less, or spend long periods sitting in silence. It's not that they don't care. It's that their brain no longer processes emotions and engagement the same way. For family members, this stage can be especially difficult. But instead of trying to bring them back into conversations, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and understand that even if they don't always respond, they can still feel your presence. Number 4, frequent infections and slow healing. As the body begins to wind down, one of the clearest physical signs is a weakened immune system. You might notice that someone who rarely got sick before now seems to catch every cold, flu, or infection that goes around. What used to be minor illnesses now take much longer to recover from, and simple wounds like a small cut or bruise heal at a noticeably slower rate. This happens because as circulation slows and organ function declines, the body simply doesn't respond to treatment as well. Repeated infections like pneumonia or urinary tract infections become more common. Chronic wounds like pressure sores also become a serious risk. For families, watching a loved one go through repeated infections can be frustrating and heartbreaking. But at a certain point, the focus often shifts from curing to comforting. Keeping them hydrated, their skin clean, and minimizing stress on the body can do more for their well-being than another round of medication. Number 5, changes in breathing or circulation. One of the most telling signs that the body is preparing for its final stage is a noticeable change in breathing patterns and circulation. You may notice that your loved one breathes more slowly or shallowly than before. At times, they might pause between breaths, or their breathing might become irregular. Another common sign is weak circulation. You may notice that their hands, feet, or even their nose and ears start feeling cold to the touch. The skin may appear pale, bluish, or mottled, especially around the fingers and toes. For family members, seeing these changes can be frightening, but in many cases, this is simply the body's natural way of slowing down. The focus shifts toward comfort, keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water to ease their breathing. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and changes in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing death. It's about being prepared for it. When you recognize these changes early, you can offer better care, make important decisions ahead of time, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and dignity. If you're noticing these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath and remember, you are not alone. Many families have walked this path before, and while it's never easy, knowing what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Until next time, take care and cherish every moment.